God, I swear to God, Streamlabs is just like an absolute fucking trash pile. Hopefully it doesn't start a new stream. I know YouTube will. Fucking trash. Well, that's fucking true, though. Like, I'm talking to myself here, but I mean, Jesus, that's the truth, because it is trash. Like, dude, why the hell would you drop out on me? Like, Mob Crush does this. And Streamlabs does this all the fucking time. It's just like, dude, don't. Why are you dropping out?
This day is just getting worse and worse for you, ain't it?
Henry Plummer was clearly unhinged, and I could see right away that this was gonna take some doing.
Guess you've had enough. You can shoot, but can you aim? I need some help here. Come on,
This
boys.
boss battle is a piece of shit. Oh dear.
This is gonna hurt.
There's no cover there, so.
I can shoot too.
Is there any bullets down here?
I'm going all medieval on your ass. That's this, you son of a bitch! You ain't taking me! Ah! Keep pissing me off! See what it gets you! In a million pieces! Get out here!
Oh dear.
No blood money for you today! Gonna blow you into next week, boy!
Guy runs like a motherfucker. He's supposed to be old.
You kill him, or I kill you! Ooh. I can shoot too!
Where is it? Okay, there it is. Oh shit, he's throwing two.
That's you morons! I'm going all midi.
So that's how Henry Plummer died. Him and his crew were worth their weight in gold. And now, I was officially a bounty hunter.
Any skills? No skill points. I am the
So, did you
greatest.
finally go after that Bob feller?
Well, I heard word he was in Kansas with John Wesley Hardin. So that's where I went.
Where in Kansas?
Abilene. Why do you ask, Ben?
No reason.
Was Hardin as fast as Ringo?
Ringo was fast, but John Wesley was as fast as the devil himself. Hell, he killed his first man at 15. From that day forward, he had a price on his head and wouldn't back down for nobody, not even Wild Bill Hickok himself.
Well, unfortunately, he didn't fight Wild Bill Hickok. Be quick or be dead. Episode 4.
I dodged death many a time, and that night in Abilene was no different. I was there with the intention of finding that bastard Bob and collecting the bounty on John Wesley.
Shoot him! Shoot him!
Okay. Thought there was like an ambush spot from back here, but apparently not.
God damn him! Don't let him get away with that! Kill that stupid son of a...
Yeah, why wouldn't I get the engraved ranger? Why do I want that garbage ass quick gun? Sure, it shoots quicker, but it ain't that great.
I thought the Texas Rangers got hard.
Yeah, that's what they want you to believe.
Yeah, that's what they want you to believe.
It was cold and a witch's tit and a brass bra that night as I fought my way past his loyal compadres to the very same saloon we're sitting in today. Look around and imagine this place painted in blood. Hardin was waiting for me, and
I bet he was. Wearing nothing but a smile and no clothes.
wait, I'm jumping the gun here. Let me back up and give you some background on this sumbitch. He deserves that much. Don't you think so, Ben? John Wesley Hardin was a killer. By the end, he confessed to taking the lives of 42 men. He was a bona fide folk hero by then, and had amassed a gang of armed miscreants and other assorted thugs. He and his men set up camp outside of town, and I was hoping Bob was among them.
God damn it! Shoot that son of a bitch!
I don't
They
even know how you
didn't
still
ask why I
talking.
was there. They knew. As most of them were wanted as well. I had to spill a lot of blood to find out Hardin wasn't in that camp. He was carousing in town with his closest friends. Hardin's boys apparently didn't want me to reach the Bull's Head. Some were hightailing it into town to inform their Jefe of my unwelcomed presence.
I'll give me that gun back then. At least I get 2 of those.
Yeah, you know you can't beat me.
What?
Can't believe you keep missing him.
Dynamite, baby!
Titillate that sucker. Brother, I'm gonna make you pay for that. Tell Hardin someone's coming for him. Stop that sumbitch!
Where?
Let the boys know we got another law dog.
Is the audio just coming from nowhere? I'm over here, like, checking the trees.
You bastard!
Okay, move out in the open. Okay, let's see what I get for skills in this class. Inlaid 6-shooter. You get a 6-shooter for everything. Like,
I wondered if Bob was among them. And I steeled myself for the fight ahead. For as good as I was, deep down I wondered if John Wesley wasn't just a little bit better. Before I could test my mettle against Hardin, however, I would first need to dispatch his cadre of hired killers.
R.I.P.
Most of these degenerates were beyond redemption, but John Wesley might have been a different story. I didn't learn until later that that night was in fact his birthday celebration.
So this game, it even has a leveling up system, which is kind of neat, because you don't start out as like this master shooter. You kind of gain like little tricks as the game goes on, and you unlock more.
I think I already mentioned that I found Hardin in this very saloon. Suffice it to say, nobody there was happy to see me. In fact, I felt a certain hostility.
I did. I felt the hostility by going into the fucking grave. Okay, let's try this again. Oh shit. That guy shot me with a shoot dodge. Max fucking pain back there. Oh, there's a guy back here too.
I was disappointed that neither Bob nor John Wesley were among the dead. But that was short-lived. As a moment later, I was facing down the fastest gun in the West.
The fastest gun in the West. Here comes the little cool cross pattern, the cross frames. Oh.
I felt a bolt of adrenaline. Or maybe that was fear. He was well known for his tricks, and I knew I'd need my own if I was ever to defeat him.
At least he doesn't move. Come on.
That man was faster than grease lightning.
I got him.
But being inebriated as he was, he didn't count his shots. And now, he was at my mercy.
Yeah.
So he didn't die?
No, I sent him to prison. Years later, after he was free, some restless Avenger took his life. Shot him in the back in a saloon just like this one. Anybody up for another beer? Ben? Thank you, darling. Yeah, some say revenge is a dish best served cold.
So whatever happened to that Bob guy you were after?
Personally, I'd like to hear some of your other adventures. Like, I don't know, Do you ever go toe-to-toe with a red man?
Yes, Grey Wolf.
Yes, I did, Ben. I remember once I was after this renegade Apache, Grey Wolf. Strangely enough, revenge was also his primary motivation.
Politically correct. Cancel this game. Ouch.
A bounty was put on Grey Wolf's head, and that's how I came to hunt him in the mountains. Mountains so high they tickled the nether regions of heaven. Grey Wolf was a Chiricahua Apache medicine man who had led a war party in revenge for a massacre against his people. The U.S. Army had attacked his tribe during his daughter's sacred sunrise ceremony, and the slaughter was unspeakable. I understood his anger, as there's nothing more traumatic than seeing those you love die in a cruel and painful death. Right from the beginning, I couldn't shake the feeling that Grey Wolf was watching my every move. He led a band of young Apache warriors who wanted retribution and were more than willing to die for him.
La 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 da da.
They saw me before I saw them.
Okay.
And it crossed my mind that maybe this wasn't such a good idea. But now that the shooting had started, there was no backing down.
Okay. The rifle will probably come in more handy than the shotgun. Okay, I think we got this.
It was rugged country, the winter home of the Chiricahuas, and that's why they had retreated there. I admit to having some regrets about going after them the way I did. But then again, I got a lot of those.
Stop bothering me, Wish.
Did you find Grey Wolf?
Not at that moment, but I did find the entrance to their hideout.
Where'd you come from? Okay, very limited bullets left.
A deep crevice that led to a deeper cave.
Don't tell me you went in there.
Yeah, but it's not out of bravery so much as pure, angry cussedness.
wonder who wrote this game, though, because this game's, you know, fantastic. They ever made a movie out of this. You know, that people wouldn't cry about because it's politically incorrect.
See, back then, I had a stubborn streak a mile wide, and I wasn't about to back down.
So it was like pitch black in there?
Actually, it was pretty well lit, as they had torches on the walls.
I can't see shit in here. He's like, there's torches on the wall when you can see. I'm like, I can't even begin to see where I'm going. Okay. So we're out of bullets with the inlaid 6-shooter, but it's fine. Engraved Ranger. Which one's better? This way, I guess.
How big was his cave?
Big as hell, Ben. Chiricahua had hid out there during the Indian Wars. They thought it was haunted with the ghosts of those murdered by the horse soldiers.
The cave was haunted with dead Indian ghosts?
To be honest, I was more concerned with the live ones than the dead ones.
That was unfortunate. Who the fuck is shooting you? Fucking hell. Fucking everything hell. Okay, that was a little bit easier since I hit the QTE. Chronic
How come you know
Reloader.
so much about engines?
A few years back, I was married to 2 Mescalero women.
At the same time?
Yeah, they were sisters. Polygyny is traditional among the Mescalero.
So what happened?
Oh, I had to get out of there. Those girls never shut up. Both of them nagging at me all the time. Drove me half crazy. Haven't seen them since.
No, I mean, what happened with Grey Wolf?
Oh, well, I pursued him into the Cave of Death. I came upon this flooded grotto, and that's when I saw him. He came to me unarmed and unafraid. His voice echoed in the shadows, and I sensed he meant me no harm.
You carry great darkness in your heart, and if you do not release it, it will claim your soul.
Well, Claim
The
away,
sound of
baby.
his voice put some kind of ancient Indian spell on me. As his story unfolded in my mind,
You will come to this place again and kill many more men, and the darkness will grow until it consumes everything that you are. The soul would have no rainbow if the eye had no tears.
he said I was a great warrior, a coyote man, unequaled by any other pale-faced warrior, or something like that.
The snakes will bite shadows of your past until a venom poisons your heart, and an echo of the song of the dead summons the spirits deep from within the mountains.
I didn't quite get what he was saying, but there was definitely snakes. And indeed, his warriors surrounded me and attacked me like hungry wolverines. They couldn't stop me, though, and Grey Wolf wasn't in the mood for idle talk.
Okay, how the hell do I get out of here?
I swear I couldn't see any way out of this trap. But suddenly, one just appeared. Kind of like a miracle. I felt like I would be lost in that damn cave forever. Finally, I found myself back outside, perched on the edge of a precipice, overlooking a thundering white water
Didn't even know it was gonna be a
river. To get
QT.
where I was going required several leaps of faith, but no way in hell
Okay,
I was
good.
turning back.
I've never been so happy to fall to my death. Oh, what? Come on! It was a jump! I slipped off an edge and fell to my death. Okay, there we go. Oh, God, yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
I chased after him, determined to make him explain the meaning of all that mumbo-jumbo.
Mumbo-jumbo's right. Are you making this all up as you go?
A few details may be fuzzy, brother, but I am relating exactly what happened to me. There were dozens of Apache warriors aiming at me from on high.
Dozens?
Well, maybe not dozens, but there was a lot of them.
At least 3 or 4.
Well,
Yeah.
more than that, little lady.
Okay, what do we got for skills? Oh! Ain't killing me, you son of a bitch.
I had a steep climb up creek ahead of me and scrambled up those rocks like a mountain goat. I was determined to locate Grey Wolf and find out exactly what the hell he was trying to tell me. And wouldn't you know it, that crafty son of a bitch led me right into a trap.
What kind of trap?
Well, son, there had to be at least 100 Apaches surrounding me.
100?
God be my witness.
Oh, come on. Who are you kidding?
Hey, I believe you. Come on, tell us how it
Yeah,
ended.
Jack, quit ruining
All
a story.
But I'm not gonna drag this out. Where were we?
You were surrounded by 100 Apache warriors.
Well, I didn't take the time to count them exactly, but there were a lot of them.
I just seen another one, I thought. It's a little bit harder on fucking hard. A lot harder than I remembered. A lot more fun. Oh, okay. Okay, so we have another skill already. More concentration for headshots. Throw, shoot the dynamite. Crit as far as do some damage as well. After you throw a dynamite, you can either shoot it from the hip. That's kind of neat, but... yeah. What's the shotgun get? I mean, I could worry about that later on. I mean, I'm not really too fond of those skills anyway.
And in the end, a path appeared before me that I had not seen before. I followed it as I desperately needed to find out what Grey Wolf was trying to tell me. But it was like that son of a bitch disappeared into thin air.
Yeah.
Never did find him.
See what time is it?
And never did collect my goddamn bounty.
Well, sure. What was the point of that that story then? It's just on the way to catching Bob.
Thank you, darling. It's interesting how the truth can sometimes seem might malleable, depending upon your point of view.
Like how those dime novels make you out to be something you're not?
Jack, don't be starting trouble.
No, he's right. They do tend to exaggerate.
Did they exaggerate your part in taking down the Daltons?
Well, I was there in the flesh, boy, so I saw what happened firsthand. Those Daltons were lawmen once, before they all went bad, robbing banks and trains clear across the territory. Until Coffeeville, of course. I was one of the citizens who took up arms that day.
Fighting on the side of right?
I did my best, sir. We all did.
Them Dalton boys.
It was early morning. One of my friends was a local gunsmith, and he handed out firearms to anybody who'd take one. You see, the Daltons got it in their heads to rob 2 banks at the same time. 2 banks on the same damn street. Story was Bob Dalton's girl was always writing him about how he had no ambition. Oh, you're nobody next to Jesse James, she'd say. Finally, the bastard took his brothers to Coffeeville just to shut her up. Well, the locals recognized the Daltons right off. Before they could get away, half the town took up arms to defend their property.
Good old Daltons. Dalties.
The brothers paid dearly for their stupidity, but everybody knows they had it coming.
There's more to it than that. I read all about that day, so I know for a fact that it went down very differently. First of all, it was high noon.
It's always high
posse
noon.
of U.S. deputy marshals were on the rooftop across the street.
Get ready, boys. They're gonna make a move.
The lawmen had been tracking the Daltons for months, and now they finally had them dead to rights. Among them was a bounty hunter feared by many a lawbreaker. This man had no intention of letting the Daltons slip away. The marshals tried to get the Daltons to surrender.
They'll give up eventually. We just gotta wait for some of the bitches out.
This bounty hunter knew that the brothers were far too proud to ever lay down their guns.
I mean, who would? Would you want to give up?
He went in there alone to confront those criminals.
Well, it's a good thing that ladder appeared so I can confront.
One of the marshals shouted, "Where are you going?" Are you crazy?
Hey, where do you think you're going, dumbass? That rifle's mine.
But he paid him no mind. He saw a way to get around to the back of the bank. Then he figured out how to hit the Daltons from a direction they weren't expecting.
From above.
From above. Fortunately, a water tower was right there. A moment later, he was climbing up a steep ladder, laughing at danger as he did. It was brave men like him who risked their lives to tame this wild country.
I'm coming in, guys.
We've got company.
Heroic men like him, who did what other men couldn't or wouldn't to make this country free. Like Jim Bowie,
Is that
Davy
Silas
Crockett,
Greaves?
who died
Son of
defending
a
the island.
bitch!
Yeah, you can tell this reenactment's a little bit bullshit.
Now you're really pissing me off.
Yeah, that's right. Straight and dance. Looks like the end result's the same.
Over there! That's Silas Greaves. What the hell?
Blam! Blam! He came away victorious, taking down those thieving Daltons. His name was Silas Greaves, and when the dust finally settled, he was the last man standing.
Sorry, kid, but that just wasn't the way it happened. It was early evening, not high noon.
Get around it!
The Daltons blew up a safe, and were all set to hightail it out of there. Those pathetic deputies surrounding the bank were dropping like flies.
Show yourself!
Bob, Emmett, and Grat.
I had been tracking those jokers for months, waiting for them to do something reckless. Finally, they did. Those stupid bastards decided to rob 2 banks at the same time in the same town where everybody knew them. But they still had friends in Coffeyville.
You dead? Even the music in this game is great.
You got a hero. Put some holes in him!
And those friends came after me like a pack of wild dogs, tooth and nail. They were coming at me from all directions.
Boo boo ba 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 da ba da ba ba da da ba ba da ba ba.
I caught sight of the Daltons running with the money and didn't want to lose them. Problem was, they knew the town better than I did. And to top it off, I found myself in the middle of another shootout entirely.
Did the Daltons hole up in somebody's house?
No, it was the Smiths, I believe. They were cousins of the Daltons, and they were shooting at the Browns, who were shooting at the Daltons, which wasn't any surprise, because those 2 families have been feuding forever.
With the Hatfields and the
Since the
McCoys.
Joneses are related to the Browns, they shot at the Smiths, pissing off the Heimhoffers, whose daughter recently married a Smith. Well, bullets were flying every which way as all the old feuds in Kansas caught fire all at once. There was a hell of a lot of pissed off people in Coffeyville that day. But that's just the way life is sometimes. Shit happens.
Alice has no point kicking the door open. There's just a corpse in here. Because I'm too good at my job.
The Dalton boys knew I would never give up. Those Daltons weren't the sharpest knives in the drawer, but they always stood together. They set a trap to slow me down and allow at least 2 of them to escape. The 3rd brother stayed behind to plant me, just in case that trap of theirs didn't work.
And it didn't. Okay, now what? Isn't this the time where they say, and a path suddenly opened up? I'll wait.
It was Emmett, the youngest, and he decided to stand his ground and face me down.
I ain't afraid of you, Silas Greaves. This is where it ends for you.
He was determined to protect his brothers. I understood how he felt. Taking me on all by his lonesome wasn't exactly a recipe for a long life.
I'm gonna tear you apart. You ain't getting by me, Greaves. You are dead, law dog.
I'm not a law dog, though. I'm an unlaw dog.
But Emmett Dalton survived the robbery in Coffeyville. He's the only Dalton who did.
They say he was shot 23 times.
Well, Dwight, who do you think put all those damn holes in him? But I have to admit, that boy had grit.
Bounty hunter is still my name. Over the years, Silas Graves became a famous bounty hunter. His main ambition, however, was to get his revenge on Bob Bryant. Jesus, I got a lot of phlegm. Not sure why.
We'll get those suckers.
It took me a couple of days to track the Daltons down.
They can't get away with this.
And in that time, a whole posse of local vigilantes offered to lend a hand.
Indeed, they did. Why do I always start with the same weak guns again?
They seemed as determined as me to find those outlaws. But as we headed into those swamps, it was like I had my own private army. There was no way those boys were getting away this time.
It was early fall, right? Beautiful time of year. At least you had the weather on your side.
Not by my recollection. It was damp and foggy as hell. It was tough to stay on a true course, so we kept an eye out for landmarks.
See, the graphics aren't too bad either. They're kind of semi-cel shaded, but not cel shaded. It's not too overbearing like most games. Yeah, the gushy leaves on the bottom of the
Maple
line.
trees were in full color, red as blood.
That's red?
The rains that year were torrential, so the whole area was flooded. The vigilantes had spread out wide, and pretty soon I couldn't see anybody.
Bury them in the swamp. Plant them where they stand.
Except for some bitches ahead of me wanted to do me harm. So I had to face them alone.
Well, it was only two, thankfully. Or was it a whole army?
I wondered why my compatriots didn't come running when they heard the shots.
Had enough?
So did you find the Daltons?
Not yet, but I did have the questionable pleasure of meeting a few of their friends.
Oh no, it's the Undertaker.
Just kill Red?
Dead man!
The boys had established quite a reputation by that time, so they attracted all manner of riffraff to their cause.
Shoot that asshole!
What? Missed every shot. Not sure how, but I'll take it. There we go. You're fucking all dead this time.
They're gonna need a dust pad to pick you up. Shoot him in the head. They're gonna bury you in the bushes. I'm gonna cut you in two.
Oh shit.
You ready for a belly full of buckshot? Now I'm gonna hurt you.
Fucking shotgunner.
Put a bullet in.
Whew.
Point being, I was under serious attack. And my reinforcements was nowhere to be seen.
Bury him in the smoke.
There we go. Skeeters everywhere.
But luckily, a barn materialized as if right before my eyes. I scrambled up top to get a better view, but just ended up falling inside.
So, how did you get out?
The barn doors was open. About right then, I saw some suspicious characters running for the bushes. Of course, I followed them. But that goddamn swamp was like a goddamn maze, and pretty soon I had no goddamn idea where I was. Steve? So I just started walking, and pretty soon... Steve? Steve?
Huh? Oh, no, I'm listening.
Indians surrounded me from all sides.
Indians?
There were Indians.
No. I just wanted to make sure Steve was paying attention. Now, where was I?
You were following the Daltons through a swamp?
That's right. See, Steve? Dwight's paying attention.
No, I'm listening. I was just resting my eyes.
So, where was I?
The Daltons.
Right. See, there's a reason so many outlaw gangs are made up of brothers. Being a brother is a very sacred thing. It's a bond like no other.
Okay, well, let's make this bond like no other and get out of here.
Bounty hunters! Stop that, son bitch!
So did you ever find the damn Daltons?
Not yet. But I did find a few of their cousins. You Kansans breed like rabbits.
And I also die like rabbits.
Bounty hunters! Stop that, son bitch!
So did you ever find the damn Daltons?
Not yet. But I did find a few of their cousins. You Kansans breed like rabbits. More Smiths or Heimhoffers or who knows what. But hell, what's more important than family? I bet Ben knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I should have known that was coming. I should switch the long range.
Stop that, son bitch!
No, I'm definitely not getting blown up this time, that's for sure.
Time for you to go.
There's a grave there. It didn't even pop in. I'm just shooting. I'm like, this guy's bulletproof. Uh... Well, now I can shoot at elbows.
What are you gonna do? You ain't bothering me none.
Okay, well, fuck it. Eat some of that then. You can't shoot around no corners, but I can sure as fuck toss a stick of dynamite right at your feet.
Catch him in the crossfire.
Oh. Chronic reloading issue. Okay, so we'll do this mission. And then we'll probably stop stream for the day. piercing shot. I barely even got the normal shot. I barely even seen that bullet.
I knew those Dalton boys were out there somewhere, standing together against anyone who would threaten them.
All the bullets. I killed him over here somewhere, so it's got to be in this direction.
And that's when I saw it. A goddamn steamboat.
A steamboat in a swamp?
Yeah, Steve, but this wasn't much more than a wreck, really.
But how'd a damn steamboat end up in the swamps? Guess it floated off during the flood of '89.
Now, was it a stern wheeler or a side wheeler?
What? Does that really make a difference, Steve? It was a steamboat with a goddamn army on board. It was then that a fusillade of bullets come raining down from on high, and those vigilantes who accompanied me weren't anywhere to be found. But among those men that were shooting at me, I thought I saw some familiar faces.
I'm ending you.
He's ending me, you heard him. But where is he ending me?
Somewhere up there, the Daltons were waiting on me.
Could use all the additional pistol ammo, not that I'm going to need too much of it.
Yeah, you know you can't beat me.
Sounds like you don't give up too easy.
What? Fucking dude, I shot you in the hand like 40 times. You're making me disappointed. Stick your head out this time. Do it. Come on. Suck it.
Sounds like you don't give up too easy.
That's the kind of man I am, Ben. I set out to do something. I do it. Surrender just ain't in my nature. Plus, I'm stubborn as hell.
Aren't we all?
Better hide. Did that asshole just kill Red?
Yes, right.
Right about then, much to my relief, the vigilantes finally arrived. Their leader motioned at a cabin in the middle of the top deck, pointing me directly at the Daltons. I finally had them, after months of dogged pursuit. But it turned out that they had me.
Take him out! I'm sending you to hell!
I'm sending you to something.
The Daltons had played
Not
me
so
like a
tough after
fiddle.
all, is it?
Apparently, the vigilantes were on their damn payroll. They didn't just want to shoot me. They wanted to burn me alive. But finding my way out of a burning labyrinth proved to be quite a challenge.
It was a riverboat, right? I mean, it's not like it was a goddamn ocean liner.
Well, yeah, but I was in a
Did you
fight.
hear about that ship that's gonna launch next year? Largest one in the world.
Titanic.
You're
What I'm-
talking about the Titanic. If you ask me, it's too blessed big. I don't think it'll even float.
So anyway,
Don't be stupid, Steve. They know what they're doing. They say that the Titanic is unsinkable.
oh God.
But getting back to that steamboat, how'd you get off it, Mr. Greaves?
I took in a lot of smoke that day, so I admit my recollection might be a bit hazy. But somehow I managed to finally disembark. I was coughing up smoke and pretty damn pissed. I was done playing games with those boys. It was time to settle this once and for all. Bob and Grat weren't about to come at me one at a time. They were in this together. Two brothers side by side, determined to take me down. Confident that this time the odds were on their side.
This is not easy to focus both of these. I think you had to focus both of them to get doubles, if I remember. What? I dodged. I did a little sidestep. I'm getting really irritated. My fucking goddamn throat. Like this, you little dwarf. Yeah, see, they still got me. Press A and D to dodge. Well, that's what I'm trying to do.
They got it wrong. A sad end for those two. If they'd only known that Emmett was still alive despite his wounds. Paroled 14 years later, he moved to California and sold real estate and lived off the legend of that fateful day. And the tragic death of his two brothers.
Okay. It's a lot of points, and then we will call it quits. Let it shimmy on to the next scene.
Some brothers died tragically as well, truth be told. It was 1868, and me and my older brothers were pulling a tidy profit running cattle into Juarez, Mexico. One night after my brothers retired for the evening, I found a little poker game in a cantina with a couple of cowboys. And I just couldn't lose. I even won an old Spanish coin that had to be 100 years old. Well, I was mighty pleased with myself the next morning as my brothers and I rode for Texas. But before we crossed the border, those cowboys caught up with us.
They wasn't happy.
It was Johnny Ringo, Roscoe Bob Bryant, and another asshole named Jim. They wanted their money back and everything else we had, including our lives, as those boys didn't want us coming for them later. Bob put that old Spanish coin in my mouth and said, "I won't have it said that I left you with nothing, boy." Well, those horses bolted, and there we hung as those bastards rode away. The branch finally snapped under the weight of the three of us, but being my older brothers were bigger and heavier, they were already dead. And right then I swore to myself that I would avenge them. Ringo you know about. But Bob eluded me, until I heard he was riding with the Wild Bunch.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Okay, so let's
I'd been on their
cap it
trail
off.
for months, ever since they left their hideout in the Bighorn Mountains.
Let's cap that off as the end of this stream, so as not to prolong the suffering.